So it's Cinco de Mayo, and I'm going to use Glamlight's Viva Taco palette and Glamlight's Street Taco palette to do a green eye and a red eye, or whichever, vice versa, I don't know. First, I'm going to go in with the Street Taco palette and get the shade Picante, which is that orangey shade. And I'm going to put that first as my transition. Then the shade Al Pastor, and I'm going to basically put it under that orange. Now I'm going to the big taco palette, and I'm going to do the shade Pickled Carrots, and I'm basically going to put that here and out, kind of just in the corner and inward. And then I'm going to go into the shade Salsa Roja, and I'm going to basically put it just in the corner right there. Then I took some micellar water or whatever, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but I put on a Q-tip and I'm basically cutting my crease. And just add some primer and then grab a little more of the Salsa Roja and blend it in. And to get even more contrast at that corner, I'm going to take the shade Carne Asada and Pollo, and I'm basically just going to mix them and then put it in my corner like that. I'm going to take the shade Al Pastor in this palette and put it halfway on my eyelid, but only halfway. The other half is going to have a different color. Both these palettes, some of these colors repeat, so the shade Pico de Gallo is on both of these shades, but one is slightly lighter. Or maybe I'm tripping and they're the same color, but I see one is slightly lighter, so I'm just going to mix them and put it all over my lid. Now for the other eye, I'm going to go in with the shade Limon, and I'm going to put it all over my lid. Then back into the big taco palette and getting guacamole and basically putting it right below that. In the shade Lime, and I'm going to basically put it on the corner and in. In the shade Cilantro, and I'm just going to put it in the corner and just keep it in that corner. And for a bit more contrast, I'm going to mix Pollo and Carne Asada again like I did in the other eye and just keep that in the corner. And then cutting my crease, taking the Salsa Verde shade and putting it halfway through my lid. And then finally the guacamole shade in the little palette and putting it all over my lid. And then I'm going to mix Mexican cheese and onion, and I'm going to put them both inner corners. And then finally eyeliner. And if you're Mexican and you don't know how to do eyeliner, girl, get it together. It's tradition.